Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Friday. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have been over to the community tab, but I want you to go vote in the poll about Kyle Richards allegedly calling the paparazzi on herself and leaking her own stories and giving her whereabouts to the press. Yeah, go vote. Anyways, we're back to talk about some Vanderpump Rules news because Kristen Doute is doing the damn thing again by sharing information that maybe we wouldn't have necessarily been privy to. She is throwing her old friend, her best friend, former best friend, or if you ask Katie, she's known as Crazy Kristen's crazy friend, which is quite the honor, um, under the bus. So we're going to break it down. But before we do, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's jump right in.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Oh, hello there. I know that you guys know that the holiday season is, well, never over, especially when it comes to your skincare. So before we get into Crazy Kristen, I wanted to share with you guys my little secret, and her name is Blooming. This little machine right here, with the click of a button, you literally just rub it up and down your face. It feels like a little face massage, and it gently uses these microcurrents to lift, rejuvenate, illuminate, and get out all of the inflammation. Yeah, normally she's about $150, but if you click on the link that I am posting in the comment section and in the description of my video, you automatically get $70 off. And best part is, if you don't absolutely love them, they will give you 100% of your money back. Now, let's get into the craziness of it all because I can't keep up with these ones. I'll be honest with you. So Kristen Doute is questioning whether or not Tom Schwartz's fling to Joe Winberg, whether that was real, but also whether or not Joe used her to get on Vanderpump Rules. So hold on. Kristen Doute spilled some tea on her history with Joe Winberg. As you can see, this is Joe. She kind of looks like Malia from Below Deck in this photo. But obviously, her history with Joe fell apart before Tom Schwartz's fling made her Vanderpump Rules debut. For you listeners out there that don't know, Joe was one of my best friends. And when I say best friend, I don't mean that lightly. That's what she recalled during the Sunday, December 24th episode of Sex, Love, and What Else Matters. That's her podcast. This girl was my everyday ride or die, and we literally hung out all the time, like 6 days a week. Kristen provided a timeline for when her connection with Joe fell apart, adding, "We stopped talking right around the time that she started talking to Tom Schwartz." The reality star's boyfriend, Kristen Doute's boyfriend, Luke Broderick, supported her version of events, saying, "The first time I came to LA to see Kristen, Joe was the very first person I met. We went to lunch and she was talking about moving out of her place. This was in July of 2022. I didn't see her again until we crossed paths at Tom Tom, basically the same night that Scandal happened back in March." Now, Luke also said, Kristen thought Joe was intentionally not speaking to her. Kristen was telling me she's not responding and she's ghosting me. Wonder what happened there. Now, during Kristen's podcast, the former server questioned what led to her and Joe falling out of touch. There was a text here and there, but she seriously just ghosted me. And then I started finding out that she was hanging out with Tom and she was staying with him, Schwartz, of course. Our friendship has been over ever since. Not because I broke off our friendship, but because she broke off the friendship with me and started lying to me. Now all of a sudden she's on the TV show that canned me. I mean, hold on, just to say really quick, that is some shit. Okay? A little using Joe, little Joe the user. But I don't want to say that because apparently based off of Vanderpump Rules season 10 reunion, when Kristen's friend Joe was brought up and Katie was like, "She's crazy." And Tom Schwartz said, "You better stop saying that about her or else you're going to get served. You're going to get a cease and desist," which really a cease and desist doesn't mean anything anyways. I mean, it does. It means that you need to cease and desist, but it's like a warning. It's not like, "Oh, I'm actually suing you." And if you go ahead and you put yourself on the show, you sign a contract to go on the show and film in whatever capacity, whether it's like you say, "Hi, Lisa, how are you?" Or if you want to sit there and spill your guts, but you sign on now to accept all of the scrutiny that you get. Can you eventually go on and try to sue if you feel like somebody is, getting you for defamation, yeah, you can. You can try to sue somebody for anything, but that's just it. You got to take it to the courts, the streets, or the courts. I like the streets. But she apparently, allegedly, will take it to the courts. I don't know. Anyways, back to it. So Kristen isn't the only one who noticed the distance that Joe created before joining Vanderpump Rules. She said friends of mine that are still close to Joe and I have said the exact same thing. Kristen said, was I being used this whole entire time? Was this like the master plan to be on the show? It kind of sounds like it, Kristen. Kind of sounds like she used your ass. And I mean, I don't want to be, I feel like that's a little aggressive saying it that way, but it does kind of sound like she used you, just saying. But I think we should move past this because I feel like we're not getting anywhere. So let's move on to the Jax Taylor of it all, because Jax and Britney are clarifying a health scare situation, a comment that was made. Now, Jax Taylor shared an update on Britney's health and clarifies the comment about her stroke as he looked back on the scary time. He said it was a year ago. It was stroke-like symptoms, but she's okay now. Thank God. It was a scary time, right? So we were all wondering what happened. And Britney Cartwright wanted to clarify. And I think that that is a grand idea, Britney. Here we go.
So one thing that we do definitely need to discuss, because there's a lot of stuff going around in the media, and I'm getting tagged in a bunch of things because of what you had said on House of Villains, Jack. So I would like for you to tell everybody what went down, and I'll tell everybody the story of what happened to me.
Well, I think I've talked about already that, at the end of the show, after literally, I'm not going to lie, literally, I want to say 60 seconds after I was voted off, I got handed a phone, and it was my manager saying, "Hey, listen, I didn't want to call you because I know you're filming right now, but I feel like it's necessary. Britney's in the hospital. She collapsed and this and that." And I was like, "Oh my God," I panicked, whatever. Cut to the story. We didn't know what it was. The doctors didn't really know what it was, but it was stroke-like symptoms. So I just assumed it was a stroke.
You went ahead and said something without being sure of the facts.
Yeah, and we live in a day in a world now where if you say something, people are going to criticize you like crazy about it. So I obviously didn't mean it, but it's what it resembled. So I
you shouldn't have said it matter of fact. I think that's why, because so many people have been commenting and like being like, "I hope you're okay," which I will say this was terrifying for me. I mean, my whole right side of my body went completely numb. I couldn't even hold my cell phone up. I could barely walk. I fell and like bruised up my whole side because my right leg gave out. So it was like actually very, very scary. My friend Janet came over and she was like, because I was so worried. I had Cruz at the house and I was by myself because obviously Jax was filming House of Villains, which by the way, let me add, this was filmed months and months and months ago. So I'm completely fine now. I want to make that clear. But it was such a scary situation. And my friend Janet came over and she was like, "I'm taking you to the hospital." So she takes me to the hospital, and Kristen met her up there, and they both took Cruz home. And then they started doing the MRIs, the CAT scans. I was in those tubes for like 2 hours, 3 hours. I ended up having to go back to the hospital for more tests. So it was like an ongoing thing. They never really knew exactly what was wrong with me. It could have been stress induced. It could have been a pinched nerve in my spine. It could have been, I have no idea. But
okay, so long story short, she did have a health issue, but it wasn't a stroke. And I like what Meg Reardon right here said in the comment section of By Wig Hello Drama, where Jax said, "It's crazy how people take what you say literally." Yeah, Jax, you're saying that she had a fucking stroke, you fool. Like, of course, because people love her. People like really care about her. Fans are invested. So when you say she has a stroke or had a stroke, yeah, people are going to care. I want to hear what your thoughts are. More importantly, I'm happy that Britney is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Jax isn't that bad anymore, too. So I got to give that to him. Yeah, but anyways, about Britney. She's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. But really, I just want to know what you guys think about Kristen outing Joe's ass. So go ahead, comment below, smash that like button, show some love. And also, don't forget to check out the link for Blooming. Love you.